Alright, and well, here we are about a week later, and here it sits. I haven't done much of anything to it. Since the video, I shoved it backwards a little bit with the big tractor over there, just to get it a little more out of the way. And that's about it. Threw the hood back on it. It doesn't fit very well because of the alternator, which is probably why that was removed. But yeah, you can see it's missing some parts. There's no exhaust, no air filter. The lever's missing for that. Clutch, and the lights are gone. It's because I took all those parts off before we did anything. You can see the PTO is unbolted too. I just took everything off before we moved it, so that in case the roof fell in on it, it wouldn't get damaged. But one front tire surprisingly took air. This one that you can see here did not. Both the rear tires are fine. One of them, the other one, was stuck, as you probably saw in the video, so it didn't rotate. I actually broke it free though when I shoved the tractor backwards. You can see the spot where the most rust is where it was sitting towards the ground, and it's moved finally. It was probably just the brake was stuck. Unfortunately, the engine is most likely stuck, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. I'm not sure what this is going to take to get going, but I would like to get it going again, because you can see all over the spots of white paint. It's because this was a demonstrator at one point, so it's kind of an uncommon, cool little piece. Unfortunately, yeah, the hood has seen better days. It was in the barn, sitting probably on the nose like that, so that's why that's all rusted like it is. You can see all the white paint flaking off. This was the side you couldn't even see because there was a door laying on it. It's all covered in oil, so it's not actually in too bad a shape over here. I don't know what it's going to look like inside the engine, but eventually we'll find out. Unfortunately, the reason this is sat completely left alone the way it has is because while in the process of moving that out, I slipped and fell, and I fractured my wrist. We just got an ice storm 2 days prior, so unfortunately the whole farm was ice, and yeah, I caught myself with my left arm, and I won't show you anything but the cast on my arm now to prove it. So she's gonna sit for a little bit until I get ready to do that. There was one casualty of this whole thing, and that was the PTO guard is broken right off of its mounts around the PTO. Didn't think of unbolting that at the time, but the forklift bent it right up and then snapped it off, so that's unfortunate. I might try and see about, like, I don't know, GB welding those points back onto it. See if I can get it to bolt back up. It might be doable. It doesn't need to hold much weight, so I'll see. Fun seat. I don't know, it's got like a bag of something on it. I don't even know. It probably, oh, you know what it was? It's a bag with a cushion inside of it. Or what was a bag with a cushion inside of it. Because I can't imagine that's too comfortable. The bottom of the seat itself doesn't actually look too bad underneath all the snow and stuff. The top of it's pretty much done for. But none of that matters too much anyway, because you go in the barn here, you can see that we've got the correct seat. It's right there. That was in the barn. It's a little rusted in the center, but not too terrible. It's got white paint on it too. But yeah, that's about it with this. I will be probably making some kind of a will it run sort of thing. This is definitely going to be a more than one episode kind of ordeal. It needs some work, but hopefully I can get that engine spinning over, and if I can, well, then it's off to the races. Well, before I end this video, it's now quite a while later, beginning of November actually, and there's a cat. So, as you can see, the tractor has come apart quite a bit since then. I no longer have a cast on my wrist. Unfortunately, it's still very much locked up at this time. But got the head off. Right now there is diesel fuel in the cylinders. I had vinegar in the cylinders for a while. That cleaned up the rust that was there pretty well. There appears to be some water in my tarp. As you can see, some diesel fuel. Not quite sure what's going on with the colors, but get the water out. I'm aware that this tarp on top of this bag isn't doing a very good job, but that's not my concern. At this point, it's more like a weight to hold it down, to keep the bag from blowing away, because it blew off at one point. When it still had vinegar in it, it blew off, and some water got in, but it didn't matter. The vinegar had made a nice coating over all the cylinders, and underneath it was the nice bare metal still, so that was fine. You can see various pieces of wood, attempts to whack at the cylinders and get them to free up. The starters out of it. I tried a little bit of prying in there. This is the clutch. This has an override clutch. This disconnects the differential through this brake here so that the wheels will stop spinning, but the PTO doesn't. So it has a live PTO, technically, which makes sense because this tractor would have ran a hay baler at the farm. You can see all the white paint and the red overspray onto the steering support there. A nice patch on the fuel tank. There's more white paint up there. And there's the seat. Now that horrible cushion that was on there is gone, you can see that the seat's not absolutely horrible. And actually, underneath, this isn't actually the original fabric. There's other fabric underneath it too. You can see it there. But if I get this going, or when I get this going, I'll do it someday. I actually would like to keep this seat and put new material on the cushion. It's been stapled on there at some point. But I'd like to put new material on the cushions and fix it up, and I think it'd be neat to keep the seat as he had it. Keep this panel here too, custom made. That was over the water, or the cooling, whatever here. I have no idea what you call this. Inside, around the cylinders. You can see it's pretty rusty. There's not much I can do about that. That's because this ran straight water for a long time. Since the radiator was leaking, he just dumped water in it as he went. I'm sure I told that story before, but yeah. There's the gas can over there. That's got diesel in it, actually. Here's the radiator. This is junk. I flipped it up here. Yeah, you can see the rust eating away at that, but also that's all like some kind of a epoxy or something as an attempt to seal it up and stop the leak. Obviously, it didn't really do too well. The grill, it's a little damaged, but not much you can do about that. This was a working tractor. Looked like it had some body work done to the front of it at some point too. Here's the hood. It's pretty rusty. This was it sat on that side in the barn. And of course the barn leaked. So that got a little rusted up. Yeah. That's where I'm at with it right now. I'm slowly trying to get stuff to free that engine up. I don't know if it's going to come free or not. You never really can know. I think it's cylinder 2 that's keeping it stuck. That seemed to have the most rust come out of it. I think that's the one that had water in it still when I first pulled spark plugs out. So I think that's it. 2 or 3, I think, but probably more likely 2 than 3. But yeah, hopefully I can eventually get it unstuck. Pulled this over here with my H. That was a while ago now, a month or 2, maybe. It's been here now. I had to pull it out and down around in the field out there, turn it around, because I didn't want to try and bring it around this turn here. I didn't want to deal with it, so I went all the way around the barn and everything over. And I brought it over to here. And I used the other tractor over there, the 444. It's got a loader on it. I just lift it up. It's got this little bracket on the front of the steering here. Just lifted up on that, lifted the whole front end up, and shoved it right back into here. And then left myself just enough room for the few little lawnmowers and a couple of rototillers that I still kept. This is my parts Cub Cadet 105 and the fenders that remain of the other one. And a little Murray 11 36-inch without the deck. I just thought it was a neat looking little tractor. Massey Ferguson 10. And of course my good old Cub Cadet 107. This tarp got blown off. That was hammered up into place, so I'm going to have to put it back up. But, so yeah, I will put some pictures in. You'll see some pictures as I explain this of getting it apart. I'll just show you, because I have pictures of it as I took it apart. I didn't take any video of taking it apart, but yeah, I'll edit that in, and I guess that's about it for where I'm at with this old M for the time being. I will get it going eventually, even if I have to replace the engine. It's a demonstrator. It's a white demonstrator, so I can't part it out or nothing. It's too cool of a machine to let that happen to it. There's not a whole lot, especially these, because this wasn't a factory. This was a dealership thing, at least as far as anyone's aware. The factory didn't make demonstrators of these, but dealerships would. And I guess it was bought at the World's Fair, where they would demonstrate them, or where they bring them to show off. So I just think it's pretty cool, and I think it deserves to be brought back to life. So that's where I'm at. If you like these old Farmall tractors, getting them back up and going, keeping them going, consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed seeing this old Farmall M get brought out from the abandoned barn that it sat in for at least 10 years. Brought here and trying to get it worked on, get it freed up, and get it back up and running. Leave a like, subscribe, because there'll be more eventually. And feel free to comment down below if you know anything about these old tractors and want to add some insight, ideas for getting the engine unstuck, anything like that. Feel free. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.